Hello students, happy day. This is our next video, Geography Lesson 1, Lithosphere Part 1, Entogenetic Process. We can remember once what we saw at the last video. Okay, in that last video we learned about the 4 spheres of the earth, that is lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere and biosphere. Okay, interior structure of the earth. Interior structure, the earth divided the 3 layers, that is crust, mantle, core. Okay, in the earth surface where we live, that is crust, the total volume of the earth crust occupies 1% of the earth surface and 84% consists of mantle and 15% consists of core. Okay, then we saw the rocks. There are different types of rocks, that are igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rock cycle, that is igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic rocks change one form to another form, that is called the rock cycle. Okay, in this video we learn about the geomorphic process. Okay, geo means earth, that's why we called the geography is study about the earth. Okay, morphic means shape, form and structure. We combine the both term, we get to know about the what is the reason for the uneven of the earth surface. Okay, yes, geomorphic process is the main reason for the uneven distribution of the surface of the earth. Uneven means the earth surface is not plain, not smooth. Okay, it is once there are various physical features found in the earth surface, that is highest mountain ranges and plateaus on one side, lowest plains, valley, lowlands are another side. Main reason for the uneven earth formation is geomorphic process. Now let us see about that. Geomorphic process is classified into 2 types, that is internal process and external process. Internal process is also called as entogenetic process. Okay, internal process, the forces act interior of the earth surface towards the interior of the earth towards the earth surface. The forces that act interior of the earth towards the earth surface, it is called the internal process or entogenetic process. In these forces builds a landscape and created a topographic relief. Topographic means physical features related to river and mountain ranges. Okay, and we see the external process, that is exogenetic process. The forces that act on the earth surface outside, okay, that is called the external process. Okay, natural agents like water, glacier, wind, waves or take part in the external process. Okay, these forces tear the landscape down and relatively low elevated plains and shapes the landforms created by entogenetic process. Are you clear? Yes. Internal process is mainly the internal radioactivity is the principal source of power for this process. Okay, yes. Plate tectonic. Next we learn about the plate tectonic, that is lithosphere. What is lithosphere? That is a slabs of rocks, ball of rocks. Okay, the ball of rocks, lithosphere, divided into huge slabs of rocks, that is called the tectonic plates. These tectonic plates partly divided into major plates and minor plates. Okay, these plates float independently over the mantle. These plates float independently over the mantle. Already I told you The plates are divided into two types, that is continental plate and oceanic plate. Continental plate is made up of silica and aluminum, that is called Sial, and oceanic plates are made up of silica and magnesium, that is called the Sima. So oceanic plate is denser than the continental plates. So the continental plates float over the Sial layer is float over the Sima layer. Both these plates, that is continental and oceanic plates, is float over the mantle because mantle is a molten form. Okay, do you understand that? Yes. Next, these plates float over independently over the mantle. Due to the internal heat is the main source of this movement. Okay. Here the plates come closer, the plates float over different speed in different direction. Okay. These two plates come closer, it collide. Okay. Sometimes the both plates, oceanic and continental plate, come closer. The oceanic plates is also a denser, so it sinks under the continental plate. In this due to the pressure, the heats melt up the continental plates. The melted rocks raise a volcanic mountains on the edges of the continental edges. Okay, do you clear? Yes. Sometimes both plates that collide each other, that are the both plates are continental plate. Here is no one want to force to under other. Okay, so the both continental plate come closer, it create the folds, that means fold mountains. Okay, yes. Sometimes the mantle push up the earth surface, the plates is take diversion, that is called the divergent boundary. Okay, in this time the both plates move a opposite direction. Okay, so in this movement it create the ridges on the earth surface. Example, mid-Atlantic ridges. Okay, yes. What is the main source of this movement? That is the internal heat and eject material from the deep below the earth crust. That is, internal radioactivity is the principal source of energy for this process. Okay, do you clear? Yes. Lithosphere, it's divided into huge slabs, that is called the tectonic plates. These tectonic plates divided into major and minor plates. These plates float independently over the mantle. The collisions of these plates, collisions means it come closer, it create a mountain ranges and irregular surface features on the surface of the earth. Okay, this phenomena is called plate tectonic. Do you clear? Movement of tectonic plates is due to thermal energy. Okay, what is the main source of energy for the movement? Thermal energy, that is called internal radioactivity. Okay, now we are clear understanding about earthquake and volcanic activities is related to the plate movement. Do you clear? Do you clear? Now we are going to see types of plate boundaries. Types of plate boundaries, that is three types, that is convergent boundary, divergent boundary, conservative or transform boundary. Let us see one by one. Convergent boundary, here the plates towards each other. Here the plates towards each other, that means it come closer to each other. Here the both plates, the continental and oceanic plates come closer. The denser oceanic plate forced to under the continental plates. Okay, in this way, due to pressure, the rocks melts up. The rocks melts due to heat. The rocks melts. The melting rocks rise again the volcanic mountains on the edges of the continent. In the edges of the continent. Okay. In this way, the collisions between the two continental plates, what happened? It create here is no one forced to under another. Okay. So it creates a fold. Fold means fold mountains such as Himalayas. Okay. It create a lofty mountain ranges, folding mountain ranges like Himalayas. Divergent boundary. Here the mantle pushes up. Okay, the pushes of the mantle, that means the magma pushes up, the two plates push away each other. Okay, it go to the opposite direction, push away each other. Okay, it creates a ridges on the earth's surface. Mid-Atlantic ridge is a best example for that. Do you clear? Next, conservative or transform boundary. Here the plates move horizontally past each other. Okay. San Andreas fault is a best example is such movement. Next we learn about the movements of the continental plates. Due to lateral compressional forces, the plates are forced to move upwards and downwards. The movement of the plates upwards and downwards is called a folding. Mountains formed by folding are called fold mountains. The process of folding, it created a lofty mountain ranges such as Himalayas and Alps. According to plate tectonics, the plates are constant in motion. Average rate of the movement few centimeter per year, but millions of years the plates and the continents riding on them move a long way. 215 million years ago, Indian plate is a part of a Gondwana land. Do you know what is Gondwana land? Yes, let us see that. Do you know about what is Gondwana land? Yes, modern Africa, South America, Australia and Antarctica are a part in a Gondwana land. India also a part in a Gondwana land 215 million years ago. Okay. Now let us see about that. How many continents in the world? 7. How many oceans? 5. Already you know about that. Okay. Long million years ago, all the continents are gathered in one place. That is supercontinent Pangaea. Pangaea is a supercontinent. Okay. The 5 oceans long million years ago, it was surrounded by in the continent, that is called Panthalassa. Panthalassa means big ocean body, super ocean, okay, mega ocean. Pangaea means supercontinent. Okay. So due to tectonic movement, the Pangaea was split into two parts. Pangaea was split into two parts. Northern part was called Ankara land. Southern part is called Gondwana land. The sea separate to these two continents are called Tethys Sea. Okay. The rivers of these two continents split their deposits in the Tethys Sea. Okay. So Asia, Europe, North America are part in the Ankara land. South America, Africa, Australia, Antarctica and India are all gathered in Gondwana land. After approximately 114 million years, the Indian plate broken away from the Gondwana land and began to moving the north. The northward movement of this Indian plate and collided the Eurasian continent. Okay, the collisions with European plate along boundary between the Nepal, boundary in the part of the Nepal. Okay, the collisions with Eurasian plate along boundary between India and Nepal. Okay, so it is formed the orogenic belt on the boundary of Nepal. So it created a Tibetan plateau, world highest plateau in the world, and world highest mountain, a lofty Himalayan mountains. It created by the northward movement of the Indian plate. Okay, are you clear? Yes. In this video, we learn about the geomorphic process and plate tectonics and the boundaries, types of boundaries, convergent, divergent and transformation boundary of the plates. Now we clearly understood the movement of the plates and its relation is the cause of earthquake and volcanic eruptions. See in the next video, it is helpful for your better understanding.
In this video, we are going to understand the term geomorphic process. So to understand this word geomorphic, I'll have to divide this into two parts. The first one is geo and the second part is morphic. The meaning of the term geo is earth. That's why geography is called as the study of earth. And the meaning of the other term morphic is shape, form or structure. So if we combine both the term, we get to know that what were the reasons behind the formation of the Earth's surface. So if you see, the Earth's surface is uneven, it is not smooth, it is not plain. So somewhere you'll find uplands and then there are some places which have lowlands, depression sort of a thing. So geomorphic process tells us about what are the reasons behind that, why the Earth is like that. So basically there are two forces that are the reason behind the unevenness of the Earth's surface. They are, the first one is endogenic forces and the second one is exogenic forces. Let me just make some space so that you can see it more properly. So to understand the word endogenic forces, we have to look at this term endogenic. So in this endo, the word endo stands for internal. So basically endogenic forces are internal. They are those forces that are generated within the Earth's surface. And the term exogenic, if you look at this term exo, this means external or outside. So exogenic forces are those forces that acts on the Earth's surface from outside. So always remember, endo means internal and exo means external. Great, now that we are done with the definition of the terms, now let's get to know what are these exact forces. Let's make some more space to understand this. So as I said, endogenic forces are internal and they are generated within the Earth's surface. So now the question is, what are these forces? So to understand this, you just have to think first, what happens inside the Earth's surface? Or what happens in the interior of the Earth? So the Earth has different layers. In this mantle, which is just below the crust, is filled with molten rocks known as magma. And magma is continuously moving in circular manner. This movement of magma in the mantle creates convection currents, and this is what causes the plates, which includes oceanic as well as continental crust, to move. Earthquakes are also caused because of this. Then volcanic eruption takes place because of this. So all these are endogenic forces that arises from within. Now the other force, that is the exogenic forces, this acts on Earth's surface from outside. For example, sunlight. It is constantly heating up the Earth's surface. Then we have rain, which is responsible for weathering of rocks. Then we have wind, that takes the soil from one place to another. Then we have ice, glacier. When it melts, it is again responsible for carrying the soil from one place to another. So in a nutshell, we can say the actions of exogenic forces result in wearing down and filling up the Earth's surface. Now I want you to imagine this line as the surface of the Earth, that is the crust. When endogenic forces hits this layer, you can see the changes on outside, in this case the other side of the line. Similarly, now when exogenic forces hits this line, that changes that you saw due to endogenic forces, those gets weathered down or simply reduces down, and this keeps on happening at a different rate and pace. Due to this timing, this line, which is the Earth's crust, has this bumpy ups and downs that gives it an uneven form, and that's why our Earth's surface is not even. Somewhere you'll find uplands and somewhere you'll see lowlands or depression.
Endogenic process occur on Earth's surface due to influence of endogenic force.
Do you guys know what is the continental drift theory that is proposed by Alfred Wegener in 1915?
Yes, the continental drift theory is where the Earth once had a single landmass that broke up into large pieces, which had 6 drifted apart. Do you know what the giant landmass is called? It's the Pangaea.
The world was made up of a single continent through most of geologic time. That continent eventually separated and drifted apart, forming into the 7 continents we have today.
This leads to plate tectonics. Plate tectonics explain how the Earth has evolved over time. It explains the formation, movement, collision, and destruction of the Earth's crust.
The theory states that Earth's outermost layer, the lithosphere, is broken into 7 large, rigid pieces called plates.
Plates move at different speeds and different directions. Some small plates that lack land masses move as much as several cm per year.
Large plates move only a few cm per year. This plate motion causes them to collide, pull apart, or scrape against each other.
It also refers to the deformation of the crust as a sequence of plate interaction. Each type of interaction causes a characteristic set of Earth structures or tectonic features.
Why and what makes the plates move? It is because of the convection current. It is the movement of material caused by differences in temperature.
Why do some places experience more earthquakes compared with others? It is because volcanoes and earthquakes are closely linked to the margins of the tectonic plates. It also depends the nearness of a particular country to the Pacific Ring of Fire and to the active fault lines.
What is diastrophism? It is the deformation of crust due to the tectonic stress. Folding and faulting. Folding is the bending of rocks, while faulting is the breaking, displacement of rocks. Deformation is the breaking, bending, and tilting of rocks, and it is also the change in shape and volume of rock.
There are 3 types of stress: compression, tension, and shearing.
Pressure. It is when crystal rocks move together, causing the volume to decrease and density to increase. It only happens for convergent plate boundaries. Shearing is a stress or force that pushes crustal rocks in opposite direction. This force causes the rocks to bend or twist apart.
Tension. It causes the volume to increase and the density to decrease. It only happens for divergent plate boundaries.
This is your assignment today. Note this. Give reason Cr floats over Sima. Second one, distinguish between divergent boundaries and convergent boundaries. Third one, define plate tectonics. Okay. We will see the next video. Thank you, students.